Hello, me hearties. A very, very good evening to you. It's just me, Scottie McClue. Welcome, I say. Lovely to have you with us. It's Thursday night, and it's the 23rd of February. So good to have you with us. I'm glad you could join us. How amazing is that? And we're streaming live right now. So a very, very good evening to you. Yes, sir. Yes, indeed, Darren. Dinky-Doo, I say, from me, Scottie McClue. Lovely to have you with us, and welcome. Lots and lots of you coming and joining us. Lovely to have you with us. There's Barney. Welcome, Barney, I say. Make sure you tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10 to tell 10. You're watching Scottie McClue, hashtag Float High, the first lord of the internet. That's what it's all about, I say to you. And do come and join us. Tremendous stuff. Lots of people here. Hi, Scottie. Are the phones on tonight? I shall put them on, Negan. I don't put them on right away because otherwise they start ringing and we don't get a wee chat at the start of things. Evening, Mr. McClure. Good evening, Ems. How nice to have you with us. Leon says, yes, Scottie. Guys, tell us where you're watching from. It's lovely to get your comments. Lovely to get hi, Scottie, Dinky-Doo, all that stuff. But it's nice to know where you're watching from because we are a global talk show. Fantastic. Professor Numpty, hope the phones can be heard on YouTube. Well, we'll have to just do trial and error, as they say, Numpty Heed. Rick says, Scottie, how are you? Dinky-Doo, Patricia has joined us. Hi, hi. Hi, Patricia Angeles. What a lovely, lovely name, the angel. There we are. That's what we like. Glastonbury here. Oh, we love Glastonbury. Well done, I say to you. Now, we seem to have a problem here with the TikTok. Let me see what's happened. Oh, my goodness me. What has happened on the TikTok? We seem to have lost you. Let's see if we can get you back, I say. My goodness. How can this happen? Dear, oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. I don't know. Right, let's see if we can get you back, guys, as soon as possible on the old TikTok. That's what it's about. Everything's fabulous when it's working, as we know, but it's just getting it working, isn't it? That's always the thing. So there we are. We are going live. Resume the live. So that should be everybody back with us. We like that. Right, we shall see what comes. So Glastonbury, Patricia, that is fantastic. There we go. Now, Negan, Dinky-Doo. Negan, don't be silly. We don't want to have to mute you. We wouldn't like that. I've just come back from Scotland. So there we are. And where are you now? Tell us more. There we are. We need to know. Tell us where you're watching from, guys, so that we've got you all there. Dinky-Doo, I say, from Scottie McClue, the first lord of the internet. I'm from the Glasgow Borough, Brandon. That's excellent. We like the Glasgow Borough. You'll see I've uploaded a video about the shell at Glasgow Central Station. I just made it yesterday from Coventry. Captain, yes, we don't want anybody sent to Coventry, but we love Coventry. I'm from Wales. The weather is shocking. What have you got this guy? Tell us more about the weather in Wales tonight. We want to know. Watching from Berlin in Germany, says the wonderful Rick Grimes. Yes, ich bin eine Berliner. Remember that one, the old JFK. I am a big cream cake. Fantastic. Nicht Deutsch sprechen, ich bin ein Ausländer. Nicht verstehen. There we go. Now, like the live, get following as soon as you can, guys. Very, very important. Très important. I've subscribed, Scotty Boy. I want you leading the SNP. You know, Brandon, it's very interesting. As you know, I'm not a politician and I'm not an elected politician. But I was thinking this week when I was looking at the candidates, I thought, I know they've got some experience of the SNP, but can they run Scotland? That's what we're needing to find out. You know, I mean, dearie me, it was a bit of a shock, Nicola going. And I know it's not about one person, and I know it's not about one party. but she was very powerful. And of course, the stage was set by the wonderful Alex Salmond, an economist, you know. So there we go. Hey, Scotty. Hey, Dinky-Doo. Fantastic. So we'll see what happens now. Bazanans, we need to just get rid of you, I think. There we are. We can't have that on there. Shall we ban Bazanans, guys? Because obviously we don't want any rude, low-level chat on TikTok's talk show. So there we are. How do I get a girlfriend, says Nikki. Well, you meet somebody, Nikki, and see if you like them. Only the Scots should run Scotland, and I believe they easily could. Brandon, absolutely. If you look at the discussions on YouTube and Facebook, I've uploaded all the videos. Don't ban Bazanans. He's my close friend. I don't know what he's saying. He would not do this. Well, maybe it's a doppelganger Negan. So we'll not ban him just now, but we'll see if somebody's acting as him. See if you can find out and let us know. Hello, Scotty, Dinky-Doo. Tell us where you're watching from. That's what it's all about, as said here. Now, who have we got here? Ooh, lots of people. Negan says, being silly, I would never be silly, Scotty. What's your thoughts on independence, Scotty? You seem an intelligent man. Well, I would like Scotland. The problem we've got is Scotland subsidises the rest of the UK to the tune of about 75 billion. And it gets back 37% of that in pocket money, probably a bit less, you see. And that's quite bad news. And Scotland should never, ever, ever have been in the Union. The Union's a blip. The Union is a very, very poor piece of legislation and has got very little going for it from Scotland's point of view. So that's where I would say, we need to keep more of our income. Maybe keep it all and, send Westminster some money for things like defence and that sort of idea. Do a quid pro quo, as they say. Give me money. Now, Bazanans, is that actually Bazanans, guys? It's terrible news, Scotty. Angers me, to be honest, says Brandon. What, Nicola's resignation? Well, she felt it was time to go, I say. There we are. And North Korea. Right, this Bazanans is not Bazanans, I think. Let's just ban him. Because I'm sure he wouldn't do that. So there we are. So he's gone. And that'll save any nonsense coming up there from Bazanans. I don't think it was Bazanans. My gran listened to your talk radio all the time when I was wee. You remind me of her. Oh, Louise, what a lovely, lovely thing to get here. Let me just get rid of this half-wit Fergal. He's gone. That's him. Bye-bye. There we are. Just one or two wee idiots coming on, guys. We have to get rid of right away. Down the Swanee with the trolls, I say. I think Glastonbury should be independent from London. Well, a lot of people would like the idea of rebuilding Hadrian's Wall just north of Watford. And people that are in England at the moment then, become part of Scotland. Good idea. Do you like it? So there, where is it you're from, Scotty? Brandon, I'm a child of the universe, but I'm from Glasgow. You'll know Glasgow. That's what it's all about. There we have it. Hang on a sec. Just dealing with another wee troll there. Isn't it interesting? They come on. They don't realize that this is not what we do here. They're so used to sort of low-level stuff. And then when they get big stuff, they can't handle it. That's what I always say to you. Who's just been giving me, Winston has just been giving me gifts. Winston, that's so kind of you. Guys, can you get following on the TikTok and subscribing on the YouTube? Patricia says, I wouldn't mind. No, I think you'd enjoy being a Scot, Patricia. Excellent stuff. Now, guys, make sure you look at all the latest videos on TikTok and YouTube because they're made with love for you. And we have so much to do. And I need a lot of people following on the TikTok and subscribing. Glasgow's a magical city with a lot of wildlife. Yes, indeed. Yes, both man and beast. A lot of wildlife in Glasgow, I can tell you. Scotty, we desperately need Scottish independence. Would you not agree? Well, I think Brexit has absolutely turned the UK into third world. And somebody was arguing this with me on the TikTok. You'll see it there. Guys, I've got 1,000 likes. Thank you so much. So somebody was arguing this with me earlier. And Brexit's your big problem. That's why the supermarkets are empty. Don't fall for nonsense about weather and all that. The supermarket shelves have been stuffed all my life. We begged and begged and begged on bended knee to join the common market. And General Charles de Gaulle at the time said no. He wouldn't let us in, which was a wee bit naughty of him because we'd been a terrific help to him during the Second World War to France. Anyway, Charles de Gaulle said no. And then eventually they said we. And we got in 1971. Now, for the next 50 years, we'd never had it so good. Beautiful food, great travel, wonderful stuff. You could live in Spain, you could live in France, live in Germany, live in Poland. Just not a problem. 50 years of peace and prosperity and a seat at the big table. And then some half-witted idiot, to please a few billionaires to save them paying tax, decided to work the people from the back and get us to come out of Europe. And since then, it's been 100% disaster. There are no mitigating positives about Brexit. Just 100% disaster. You've got more immigrants coming in by boat because you can't rely on Europe for security. You've got no food in the supermarket shelves. Farming's in an absolute turmoil, absolute mess. And meanwhile, they've been so busy taking money off you and me and all the other ordinary people that our health service is in a mess as well. So everything's underfunded. And a lot of it can be blamed on right-wing politics and Brexit. You know? Yes, there's been a pandemic. Yes, there's a war raging and all that sort of stuff. But the reason our supermarkets are empty of fresh produce is purely political. And Brexit has caused it, I would say. So there you are, guys. We have an official piper here. He wears a kilt. Whoa, says Patricia. You like a man in a kilt, Patricia? I'll post a photo of Scottie McClue in his kilt for you. There we are. Now, what do we got here? Wonderful stuff. Right. Billy, I wouldn't go there. You know that, for goodness sake. Some people make some very silly comments on here. Yes, please, says Patricia. Thank you, Patricia. Well, you can expect to see a picture of Scottie McClue in his kilt. Thank you for all your wonderful comments, guys. Have you ever visited Hamilton? Hamilton. I used to run your radio station in Hamilton. Guys, get following, please. I'll just get rid of Larry 1V, who's not quite mature enough for this channel. There we are. Gone. That's lovely. Come on, Dinky-Doo, Winston. Dinky-Doo, thank you for your kindness. Very much appreciated. What colour is your kilt, Scotty? It's a dark green. A very, very nice tartan. Yes, dark green and navy blue. They used to say blue and green should never be seen. Scotty, what's your thoughts on the possibility of a nuclear war? I doubt it, Thomas. They're not that stupid. You know, SJIF, you mustn't assume everybody has your lifestyle. There we go. Not shift me that easily, Scotty. Oh, we'll shift you easily. You've gone. No problem. Never a problem getting rid of rubbish on here. Scotty, I'm on holiday in Germany right now. I'm Negan. Whereabouts are you? Are you in Berlin? Fantastic stuff. Mine is purple. I'm wearing it to the old enemy game. Now, Brandon, who's the old enemy? We need to know. I think we should be told. Do you like Kate Forbes? Sorry to bring this back up again. No, no, no. I think she's splendid. And I think she would make an excellent leader of the party because she's very clever and she's young and enthusiastic, very knowledgeable, and a very hard-working lady. So, yes, yes, I think so. Excellent. Lovely place, says Negan. You enjoying it, Negan? Scotty, what's your opinions on Bayern Munich, the football team? Now, you should know, Rick, there's very little point in asking me about football because I don't really know a lot about it. There we are, you see. Guys, can I get more followers? I need another 20 to 30 followers. You should get another phone in sorted. I've got one, Louise. You can phone me right now. In fact, I'm going to open the lines up. Are you Scottish? Yes, Governor. Well done. Nothing gets past you. That's what I say. Tremendous. We love it. Right. Who else have we got here? Let's not get political, Scotty. Why not? I never get political anyway. We maybe mention politics, but I'm apolitical. But why would you not want to get political, Elbroth? Opinions on the Scottish borders. I love the Scottish borders, Jack. I used to drive through them every Monday afternoon down the A68. And I would go through Lauder and Jedburgh. You've got Melrose, Selkirk, Ettrick and Lauderdale, Howick, Gala Shields, Newton St. Boswell's. What else have we got in the borders? Come on, guys. Come on, more stuff in the borders. Peebles. What about that one? That's a nice one as well. Who is Brandon? Brandon is a guy on here. Of course you're Scottish, Scotty, says Brandon. So there you are. So you'll see him there, Negan. Marvellous stuff. So we love the Scottish borders. Tremendous stuff. Would you say Big R is part of the Scottish borders? Ah, thank you, Scotty. Not at all. A man you will choose words wisely around. Oh, Brandon, yes. We always choose our words wisely. Scotty, what's your favourite argument debate on your 90s Scotty FM show? I think interesting ones. I mean, one I was wanting to do tonight, should we go back into the EU? I wouldn't mind discussing that because our supermarket shelves are empty. Theirs are full. Do you see the difference? Yes. There we are, because we were the fool. We came out of Europe. R.I.P. John Motson. Yes, Angela. I'm sorry to hear about John's passing. A great man, wonderful commentator. Oh, what a goal! Can we get a tune, mate? Robert, we can, not just now, because it's not everyone's cup of tea. I was invited to a coffee morning, but it wasn't really my cup of tea. Sure, it thought England was still an empire. Yes, I think it did the shadow. I think you're right. They got carried away, and now we're like a third world country begging for food. Do you think they'll let the UK back in? I believe they'll let Scotland in, but not the UK. Do you know, Brandon, I think you've got a point. I think they would probably take the UK back in, and we might be able to, if we had proper negotiators, get a decent deal. But it requires a lot of very high-level conversations and talk. They'd let Scotland in. Scotland, you see, Scotland's always been independent, apart from a 313-year blip. Yeah? Sorry, it's now 315-year blip. But Scotland used to trade with Europe like crazy. That's why, if you look at the East Coast, You'll see a lot of red pan tiles, Dutch tiles from Holland, trading with the Low Countries, the Benelux countries, as we used to call them, Belgium, Netherlands, and Luxembourg. What do you think of what you think about fuel prices? Well, they're coming down a bit now. They were a bit on the high side, but I think the people are very switched on. And big business, big pharma, big power companies, they all need to take cognizance of the fact that they actually work for the people, and thinking we've got the monopoly, the people can't do anything without us. People are very, very, very resourceful. And they'll do car sharing, they'll do cycling, they'll do walking, they'll take little bits of public transport and walk the rest, like I've been doing recently. They'll do things like that. They'll switch off their heat and switch off their power. And eventually these companies will have to come a begging, say, please buy our product. Say, no, 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 no. You ripped us off, so we don't. A 315 years sellout. Absolutely, Brandon. Yes, Scotland was sold out for about, I think Scotland was sold for about 2,000 quid, if my calculations are right. So there you have it. That was old Queen Anne. She was a baddie. I mean, I'm a great royalist, as you know, well, everybody is. But, you know, it's a tin pot, says Jack. I know, Winston Wanlake. It is a tin pot. Guys, get following. If you're watching on the TikTok, you should be following. Get yourself on a plant-based diet. Yes, I think we will look at that. Big up the supermarkets, says Winston. Winston, we can't do advertising on here. Well, we will eventually, because there are so many people want to hear Scottie McClue. Hello, Scottie. I hope you're doing well. I love seeing you on here. You're an amazing person. Zach, you're a very, very kind man. I thank you very much for that. Thank you to Zach. There we go. Are we watching on the YouTube? Have we subscribed? People are a bit slow, and, you know, I mean, we're never going to be able to build if we don't start following and subscribing. Yes. Isn't that beautiful? Fresh Scottish water. Adam's Ale. Aqua. Acidium. Our supermarket shelves aren't empty here, says Patricia. Where are you again, Patricia? At Glastonbury. Well, you've got a lot of local produce there. United Ireland coming now because of Brexit? I would think so, yes. I can see you're a really smart man. I can see a picture. Ah, Fighting Gibbs. You're very, very kind. There we are. Now, more followers, please, guys. I agree. What's your favorite comedy? I love so much comedy. I loved Morecambe and Wise. I love the two Ronnies. Love Ken Dodd. Love Billy Connolly. Love Kevin Bridges. Think he's excellent. Who else? Used to love old comedians. I can remember Ricky Fulton and Jack Milroy. Francie and Josie. Huge comedy. I could go back to Lex McLean being fed by the wonderful Walter Carr. Wally. I used to work with Walter Carr. What a gent. Absolutely. So tremendous comedians there. Lex McLean, yes. Huge, funny, funny guy. Jimmy Logan. Yes, indeed. Jack Logan Short. Yes, Jimmy. Fantastic. And the Ukraine war. Well, the Ukraine war is not helping anybody at all. Either the Ukrainians or the Russians or anyone at all, really. You know, and it's a bit dangerous the way it's being played. The rain has caused it. Cheshire, if you fall for that, then you're dafter than I thought. You know, the rain has caused it. I mean, we've had fresh fruit and veg all year round for 50 years. Scotty, what's your thoughts on the possibility of a nuclear war? Well, it would be madness, you see. And the big people who run the world, who are trying to separate themselves into big people and small people, you know, they would get clobbered in it as well. It's all very well saying, oh, but they'll have bunkers they can go to. But they'll never be able to come out of them because radiation lasts a very long time. My father was sent into Hiroshima, just after the bomb had gone off. I've got pictures of it. And they were all walking about in their ordinary army uniforms with all that radiation around. How proud are you at the moment with our country? Well, Paddy, which country are you talking about? Our country can cover 4 countries. That's why, as I say, when you hear people, even a prime minister going, I love this country, what country are they talking about? There is no such country as Britain. That's a land mass. And it's also become, if you like, a royal peculiar Britain, because you've got the British royal family, the British crown. But it's 4 countries. So when you say, what do you think of our country? Do you mean Scotland, England, Northern Ireland, or Wales? That's what we want to know. Now, Thomas, no one cares. No, everyone cares. Don't ever say no one cares. Who asked? How are you? I'm from the Midlands. Jared, I used to broadcast to the Midlands, and we loved every second of it. Fantastic. You've got lovely eyes. Oh, I thank you. You're very kind. Guys, I need more followers, please. We're low on followers tonight. Everybody watching should be following. And can you tap, tappity tap? I've got 3,000 likes. Take your phone. Don't think I've got mine with me. And tap, tappity tap. As soon as you can. Now there we are. I cried when Tommy Cooper died. Patricia. I know exactly what you mean. Another great comedian. Very, very funny. Do you like Star Wars? I've never actually been in them. I liked Alec Guinness. Yes, all that stuff. What's your opinion on, well, I don't know who that is, Reese. That means nothing to me. Scotty, I mind listening to you in the 90s, slagging people off in the radio. Funny as, mate. Oh, yes. And we will be back doing it all again. But people are a bit more sensitive. Anyone remember Scotty in the 90s debate show, Trial by Night, winding people up? That was funny. Imagine you remembering that, am I? That's amazing. Trial by Night. Scotty McClue. DINKY-DOO. I was just working out, I've been 39 years in television this year. This is my 39th year in television. And my 31st year on radio with the phone-ins. There we are. What have we got? What country do you hate? I don't hate anything, the governor, because hate is for idiots. Hate is you're shutting off an avenue of learning. So never, ever hate anything. You can like certain things less than others. How Scottish Parliament or English? Would you trust any of them? Only to a certain extent. But I think Alex Salmond and Nicola Sturgeon, because I used to be a great unionist, you see, until I saw the light and realized that Scotland was getting ripped off and thoroughly disrespected. You look at the arguments in the House of Commons against Scottish independence. There are none. All they can say is, well, the time's not right. We've got so much else going on. Say, well, all the more reason for us to be independent. Scotty, the king is eating shepherd's pie. Fat John, how lovely to have you with us. And DINKY-DOO, what a strange title you got. Guys, I need another 25 followers. How are you doing, says Matthew. Matthew, DINKY-DOO. Come on, Scotty. Jay, make sure that you tell us where you're watching from. I don't trust any politician. Well, I think, Patricia, we've had some real duffers recently, and we know we can't trust them. My mother used to say you can beware of a thief, but not a liar. And I don't like the word liar just being applied randomly to all politicians. But I would say that a lot of them, particularly mainstream, including prime ministers, have misconstrued the truth. And the thing is that what the politicians don't realize, and their speechwriters don't realize, is that the public are not stupid. The public, all of the public, are not stupid. And no matter how much we get brainwashed by mainstream media, we're not buying it. We're just simply not buying it. So people are now screaming at their television. You'll have a senior politician saying one thing, and everybody's shouting, rubbish, nonsense, BS. You see, and that's the problem. So I would only want to be a politician if I knew that people were shouting at their telly, absolutely, Scotty, 100% correct. I see that the Queen Consort Camilla took ownership of the late Queen's horses. Your thoughts, Leslie? I think that's a wonderful thing because Camilla really knows her horses. Andrew is sending me red roses, and he sent me 25, 26, 27 red roses. Andrew, thank you so much. Guys, you'll not believe this, but I've got 5,500 likes. Have you had a look at all the TikTok videos? Have you followed me? Have you subscribed on the YouTube channel? That's the world's best kept secret. So don't you be telling everybody where to find Scottie McClue's YouTube channel. YouTube.com/Scottie McClue. It's well hidden in that code. Economical with the truth. Patricia, very, very economical with the truth. If they were as economical with our money as they are with the truth, it would be a different ball game. Guys, get following on the TikTok. How do you see yourself in 1 year? Well, Matthew, hopefully by then we'll have 1 million followers on TikTok. Hopefully TikTok will realize that Scottie McClue is a huge asset to them and start getting it out there. And hopefully we'll have 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Are you Scottish? Says Apple Juice. Apple Juice, you're very, very warm. I'm going to leave it with you to see if the penny drops. Dinky-Doo, the Red Rose Radio days. Do you know, I was just thinking about that the other night. Red Rose Radio was a medium wave, an AM radio station. 9:99 AM. Red Rose Gold. And we had a massive following at night. And we used to be heard in the Isle of Man. We used to be heard in Edinburgh. And we even apparently got heard in London. Medium wave radio. You could have a coil of wire that you sat beside your radio and it went crystal clear. All that stuff. And of course, the owners of medium wave radio stations now have not really been kind to their babies. I don't do TikTok, but I've subscribed to the YouTube. Patricia, you're an absolute angel. Thank you for subscribing on the YouTube. It's so important. That goes for every single one of you who's been kind enough to click subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. So yes, Apple Juice, I'll put you out of your misery. I'm Scottish. I thought God was going to save the Queen. Are we being gaslighted? No, Lenny. God saved the Queen for almost 97 years. So how long did you have in mind? Do tell us. You know, if he'd saved her any longer, she would have been 100. Her mother, he saved her mother for 102 because it was God save the Queen for her when she was the Queen. And she made 102. So I think God's been straight up front with you. I think don't gaslight God. Scotty, are you a Rangers man? Well, I think everyone's a Rangers man to a greater or lesser extent. Even the Celtic people love Rangers. Otherwise, they'd have nobody to play with. They would just be doing the rounds. How will I see myself in the future? Probably in the mirror, says Neil O'Gorney. Neil O'Gorney, you always were a funny man. Nothing's changed. I thought she was going to get to 100, but I'd be happy making 96. Well, she made 96. She nearly made 97, did she not? When did she pass away? When did the Queen die? It was September, wasn't it? April is her birthday. So there we'll get following, guys. DINKY-DOO, bring back the Red Rose days. Do you know, I remember a fabulous interview with David Icke. Do you remember that? He was amazing. September the 8th, that's it. That's it, September the 8th. 96 is a good age, says Patricia. Yes, I think somebody was trying to be a wee bit sarcastic, saying I thought God was going to save the Queen. Well, he did. The evidence is there, I say. And the world is returning to God because of the evil that's in it. What do you think of renewables? Love the show. Matthew, I love the renewables. I mean, but we need to cut the bills. So Scotland's got wind and wave power. So let's get the very, very cheap bills for the Scots. You know, let's go independent and set our own rates. Is your name Frank? Well, let me be frank with you. Okay. Hello, Scotty. Hello, Scott Moore. Lovely to have you with us. See what I just did there, DINKY-DOO? Fantastic. I need more followers. I can't believe how few people have taken the trouble to just pop up to the top left, click the plus sign. I'm surprised we haven't done more with wave power. Yes, wave power. I think we need more wave power. Absolutely, Patricia. No, we're doing very well with it. That's on the go. And we've got oil and we've got coal. I wouldn't be fooled too much by the green thing. You know, I'm not over impressed by the greenies. You know, they're a bit they're a wee bit woke, if you know what I mean. They're kind of bordering on the woke. Not so good. Don't be fooled by any of that. I love coal. A coal fire, Patricia. You can't beat it. Guys, more followers, please. We should have 1 million followers. Everybody get following. It's a Twin Things followed. Fraser's followed. Jay's followed. Thoroughly decent human beings. Thank you so much for following. We need more followers. Now, yes, Patricia, coal was very good. In Scotland, we had a coal-fired power station that could keep most of central Scotland going. And it was called Longennet. And they shut it down and then demolished it. Now, it was quite a landmark as well. If you're coming down the road towards the River Forth, you could look over and see Longennet. And I think they should have mothballed it because I think we'll need a bit of coal firing, you know. And a wee bit of coal or a few cow farts or anything, that's not going to change the planet at all. There we are. We need to get back to getting proper weather conditions. Your hat looks like Del Boy's. Yes, Jack, absolutely. Nothing gets past you. I always say to you, Rodney, absolutely. We have to. To hell with the Greens, says Patricia. Well, I think so, Patricia. I mean, I don't hold out much hope for that mob, I tell you. Very wishy-washy. Now, hello from Erskine, Scotty. George, we love Erskine. As a wee boy, we used to go and queue for the Erskine ferry. Pre-1971, I think it was, when the Erskine Bridge opened up. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And the Erskine Bridge used to have to pay. Can't remember how much it was. Was it a shilling? Was it 5p? And there was a guy took your money. You had to stop at a barrier. And then he pinged the bell and you could drive off. Look at these beautiful TikTok gifts. You guys are amazing. We love Erskine. And of course, Erskine Hospital. Yes, indeed. And you've got Mar Hall. What age are you? 300. The governor. I'm a lot more than that. I'm a time traveler. And I'm between 1 and 2 million years old. I don't look it, you know. I don't look a day over 70. Scotty, if you're the last man on earth, would you still do TikTok? Yes, I think so, because then you might find that you weren't the last man on earth. If you see what I mean. I think I'm going to open the phones and see if I can get a wee call in. See if they're working. Numpty Heat, why don't you make yourself useful and give us a call? Do we see if we can hear you tonight? That would be a good start. See if the phones are working. There we are. We'll maybe get Numpty to call us in. 0141628 9795. 0141 628 9795. Thank you, Mrs. Lana Joe, for sending me a beautiful red rose. Dinky-Doo, Red Rose Radio Days, Scotty. We loved it. Well, I tried to be kind, says Fighting Gibbs. And did something go wrong, Fighting Gibbs? What's your dream car? Well, I drive my dream car. I've actually got, don't tell anybody, I've actually got two cars. And one is 31 years old, and the other is 33 years old. No, 23 years old. That's the new one, sorry. So I've got a car at 31 and a car at 23. There we are. Fighting Gibbs, always try and be kind. So there you go. So I drive my dream car. You know, there's one of my former ones behind me. Yes, indeed. Now, who else have we got here? Talk about the renewables, biomass. Yeah, biomass puts up a fair bit of stuff there. Andrew sending me red roses. Love Benny Hill and Ross Abbott. Oh, yes. We loved the Ross Abbott show. Oh, can anybody go back to Harry Worth? Anybody remember Harry Worth? There we are. Numpty Heat, are you going to phone? Is Numpty Heat still about, guys? Let's all shout on him. Are we ready? After three. Numpty Heat. Numpty Heat. Are you there? Fantastic. He'll maybe come and join us. Give us a call. Let's see if the phones are working tonight, guys. Phones are on now if anybody wants to call. 0141 628 9795. Get following. 4 candles, thank you. Orange, thank you for all my red roses. Orange, you're so kind. Orange is sending me 20 red roses. 25. 26, 27. Orange, what are you doing? Orange has sent me 35 red roses. He's still going. Andrew's sending red roses. Well, 40. Orange has sent 40 red roses. Guys, that's extreme of you and very, very kind. Right, I need another 20 to 30 followers. Get following, please. No arguments. We haven't time for that. We're too busy. So you need to get following as soon as you can. Thank you for your lovely gifts. Andrew is still sending red roses, guys. Is that not beautiful? I've got 6,200 likes. Yes, they destroyed the price for fuel. Absolutely, Fighting Gibbs. I tried to be kind. Talk about renewables. Oh, Matthew, talk about renewables. I say, cheers, everybody. If you've just joined us, you're watching Scottie McClue, #FloatI, First Lord of the Internet. And we're ready to take your calls. We wanted to get a call to test the lines, but Numpty's obviously away making tea. He might be out with the dog. I think he goes out with the dog as well. So he might be doing that. What's to do, Mr. McClue? Mr. Martin. Harry Worth was great. Our cars are older than me. Absolutely, Patricia. It's proper gent to have an old car. There we are. Somebody once said, if you've got a Rolls Royce, proper gents usually have an old one. Scotty, what have we got here? My 1920s phone is attached to the wall in the other room. Patricia, I love it. We have some very fine big townhouses. Orange, what are you doing? Orange is sending me another 70 red roses. More than 70. Sent me 78, 80. What's going on here? Guys, you're so kind. Poor John Motson, I know. Well, he had a good innings, John, and what a fantastic commentator. So our condolences to his family. Orange has gone over the 100, guys. Now that's dedication. Andrew is back with more red roses. Andrew, are you and Orange in competition tonight? Orange has sent me, he's already sent hundreds. He's now sent another 130. And Andrew has sent hundreds and has sent another 30. I don't know. Patricia says, cheers. Cheers, Patricia. You're an angel. Our own human race will be extinct of the world's new killer war. I don't think so. Do you see King Charles III as your king? Well, of course, Charlie. I see him as the curator and custodian of the crown. And the crown is our symbol of authority. So everything for the crown. And good old King Charles, I say. I felt left out, says Patricia. You're very kind, Patricia. It's lovely to have you with us. Andrew is still sending red roses. Scotty, I remember you from years ago. I always listen to your phone in. You're a legend, man. Ross, you are very kind. Do you like the royal family? Well, I think everyone likes the royal family to a greater or lesser extent. Andrew is now at 120. Andrew, what are you doing? Andrew, how are you sending simultaneously gifts? I don't understand. So kind of you. Scotty, what do you think your Ukrainian situation will play out? I think you'll get a lot more Ukrainians displaced. I think, sadly, a few more people will die. And then I think somebody, perhaps Joe Biden, will get pushed out. Donald Trump will come back in and the war will stop, probably overnight. Because Donald Trump is a peacemaker and he's something of a god, guys. Don't be fooled by the mainstream media trying to shoot Trump down. It's because he's so powerful. Everybody respects him. And Mr. Putin respects him. So I think that's how it'll play out. I think there'll be a lot more damage done. Then they'll find out that, Mr. Biden shouldn't really be in the White House and Mr. Trump should. And he will set the pace. And there'll be a telephone call between him and Mr. Putin, and things will change dramatically. Otherwise, we'll all blow ourselves to kingdom come. Scotty, your clacker sounds a bit raw. Yes, where is my clacker, Mr. Martin? If you're talking about my voice, I've had the cold. Scotty, do you know much about the claim of rights, 1689? Of course I do. Yes. But I would refer you to the Declaration of Arbroath, April 1320. The claim of right is an interesting one. But remember, that was pre-Union of Parliaments. See, 1688, so-called the Glorious Revolution, the coming of William and Mary, and the deposition of King James II, purely because he was Catholic. And this country's alternated Catholic, non-Catholic, Catholic, non-Catholic. So they wanted somebody who was non-Catholic, and they brought in William of Orange, who was married to James II's daughter. So they actually brought in James II's son-in-law. Now, King Billy, don't listen to the poor old Orangemen because they are very confused. King Billy was a baddie, a real bad man. Personally, a very, very bad man. And he was not good at all for the country. But it marked the start of constitutional monarchy, because they brought him over under the strict understanding that he wasn't really the boss. Parliament were. So he was the figurehead, and that was the start of it. And the claim of right came out of that, really. But the monarch still has to grant parliamentary sovereignty, like Her late Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, granted parliamentary sovereignty to Scotland. She would retain ultimate sovereignty. So she's our sovereign lady. She is now passed away, dead, deceased. The Queen is dead. God save the King. So King Charles is our sovereign lord and head of state for Scotland. And if the Scottish people get behind the monarchy 100%, there's a great chance that you could have independence. If they don't get behind the monarchy, independence will fail. So you need to listen to Scottie McClue. Let's talk about renewables. Well, come on, Matthew. Let's hear. Matthew, thank you for your gifts. Thank you to all the beautiful people who have gifted tonight. So kind. More followers, please, guys. And remember, you'll never be asked for money on here. Scottie McClue is free at the point of distribution. But if you're feeling flush, a few TikTok gifts, a few pounds on the YouTube channel, click the dollar, the bottom of the super chat, or the top chat, whatever suits. And there's also a GOFUNDME, which you can see. In fact, I think I can give you the link on the chat on YouTube. There it is. See? Right, guys, I've just given you the link. If anyone's feeling flush and wants to put in a quid, but you'll never be asked on here. That's not what we're about. But we do like a few quid. If we could crowdfund, like if we got the balance of the GOFUNDME, we could certainly develop the program. So that's what we're about. Bit of advertising. Scottie, mind you, back in the day, telling us Coronation Street was on at 7:30. That's right. Now it's time to take a trip down the cobbles of Manchester for Coronation Street. Da-da-da-dee. That was the stuff. Paisley, we love it. Sad Kate is getting crucified for being a Christian. Andrew, she will bear the cross. She will carry the cross. She's coming across as rather a super lady. I'm not too sure about the so-called opposition to her. You know, I mean, one of the opponents made a major gaffe a wee while back. I'll leave that one with you. You know, Kate Forbes is getting at the neck because she has a plan. Yes, and she's obviously frightening Westminster because she's clever, very clever lady, and very committed. So there we go. So I don't think anybody at all would be sad, apart from the opposition, if Kate got it. It's not the public that are being brainwashed. It's the politicians. You're quite right. Very wise. That is, in fact, exactly what's happening. Our politicians are being brainwashed. The public are not. So, really, the public have got the upper hand. The only thing is, the politicians are getting their hands on their money. Check out my Winston Churchill comedy video on TikTok and YouTube. The Battle of the Boyne happened in Ireland. Why do folks celebrate it here? I don't know. I would imagine it's an import from Ireland. Perhaps Scotland should say any commemoration, not celebration, commemoration of a battle from 333 years ago should be contained to the Boyne area. Hello from Iowa in the USA. I hope you're having a great day today. Rivers GMA, you all have a nice day now. Lovely to have you with us. DINKY-DOO. Right, I'm going to get a call tonight. You've got a few to go. The crazy Westminster government's trying to get us all into another war, one that could be the end. Well, I think they're taking their cue from America. You deserve 1 million subscribers, Scotty. Your sound, it's a twin. You are so kind. I actually think I do deserve 1 million subscribers. I think TikTok should start to think, hang on a minute, we've got something very special here. Internet radio is easy to set up. Andrew, I used to have one on my website, www.scottie-mcclue.com. What was your first job? My first job was on the boats. I was the cabin boy on the boats. 70 years, not 96. I wouldn't want to meet you on a quiz night. Why not? It's a twin thing. We might be in the same team. Do you like the royal family? Everybody likes the royal family. Electric cars are a lot of P1, SH. Yes, I think they are actually. Although an electric motor, pardon me, is between 80 and 85% efficient. And Charles Rolls, C.S. Rolls, Charles Stuart Rolls, was into electric cars 120 years ago. Some of your favourite films, Scotty? So many. Look at Tunes of Glory. I think it's on YouTube. Put in Tunes of Glory. Absolute classic. I've always thought it was a beauty. And then it didn't do terribly well at the box office. Then I heard that Alfred Hitchcock had said it was the greatest movie ever made, in his opinion. And I think he knew a thing or two about making movies. Josh Paul, thank you so much for my red roses. Guys, I'm going to have to dash. It's time to go. Oh, no. Take great care of your beautiful selves. We'll be back up. Stanley Kubrick, yes. Very good. The Clockwork Orange. Oh, my goodness me. Right. The doctor said I should eat more fruit, so I've had a chocolate orange. Guys, night-night to our beautiful TikTokers. Stick out your tongue and say ta-ta. Da-da. There they go. Oh. What a shame. We've had to say goodbye to our TikTokers. Guys, get subscribing. If we break down in our cars, we break down in style. Patricia, you're such a wise woman. We've thoroughly enjoyed having you on with us tonight. You're an angel. Patricia Angeles is Angeles, and you are from Glastonbury. I bet that place gets busy at times. Guys, I'm going to have to go. YouTubers, love you lots. Thanks for watching. DINKY-DOO. Stick out your tongues and say ta-ta. Are we ready? After three, ta-ta, ta-ta.